struggle. The self-confidence of the Sipahi increased with the capture of Delhi. Now they already announced Bahadur Shah as the king of Delhi. It also gave inspiration to other soldiers. The revolt soon spread in North India. The Indian soldiers revolted in cantonments from Bihar to Rajputana. Means those all people soldiers went against the Britishers. The revolt spread in Lucknow, Allahabad, Kanpur, Banaras, Bareilly, Jhansi, and many other places. In South India also it spread. Chhatrapati Pratap Singh of Satara and his officers also took part. Chinna Sahib in Kolhapur he took part. Then the royal queen of Path and Sugana from Nasik. They all participated in struggle. Then many of them under the leadership in 1857. Let's continue. Leadership of the struggle. During the 18th century, after the weakening of the Mughal Empire, invaders like Nadir Shah Abdali attacked India. Means the invaders were coming and looting the wealth of India. The Marathas understood that the Mughal Empire cannot react to these foreign invasion and took up the responsibility of safeguarding India. The Marathas used to collect taxes from these areas and give some part of it to the Mughals. Now what happened? The Marathas fought against the Abdalis at Panipat also for the same reason that they had to protect the Indians. In the freedom struggle in 1857, the descendants of Mughal, means in the last period we had seen Bahadur Shah, he was crowned as the king, but he was incapable of fighting against the British. Understanding the condition, Nana Sahib Peshwa, Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi, and Tatya Tope, they took in charge of the freedom struggle of 1857. This was the very good example of Hindu-Muslim unity. So some of them also joined them also. Maulavi Ahmad Ali, Kanwar Singh, Mughal commander Bhagit Khan, and Begum Hasrat Mahal, they all led the revolt at different places. Now they didn't come together, but from different places. You can see in this picture some of the photos of the leaders. The nature of the revolt in Delhi, Kanpur, Lucknow, Jhansi, West Bihar was more fierce. Fierce means more they revolted, they came together, many people came together to fight against the British. Now, how did the British crush the revolt? See in this picture about the struggle of 1857, the Sipahis that Indian soldiers started and from fighting from the British army. After that, the cartilages incident happened, and then the British tried to stop the revolution. Here, they are telling about the crushing of the struggle. The Indians wholeheartedly fought against the British, including the soldiers, zamindar, king, commanders, and common people. The Indian Sipahis started this struggle, freedom before the fixed time. Initially, in the start, they succeeded, but the military strength and the administration of the British rule was vast, huge. The British crushed down the struggle by all means. The British made quick recovery and within the next 6 months regained the lost territory. Slide, we can see Begum Hasrat Mahal, Nana Sahib, Tatya Tope, and Kanwar Singh. Let us see what happened to them in the freedom struggle of 1857. Rani Lakshmi Bai, Kanwar Singh, and Ahmed Abdullah laid their lives. Bahadur Shah was imprisoned at Rangoon. Nana Sahib and Begum Hasrat Mahal took shelter in Nepal. Tatya Tope fought for the next 10 months against the British, but due to betrayal, he was caught. Here, betrayal means some of his soldiers were bribed by the British and hanged to death. In this way, by the end of 1858, the British ruthlessly, without any pity, crushed down the struggle. Even though the struggle began with a discontent, unhappiness among the Indian soldiers, but later the peasants, the artisans, common people, tribes came together to fight against the British. In this rebel, Hindu Muslims stood up with great force. Their common aim was to overthrow the British from India. There was an inspiration of gaining independence behind the struggle, and therefore the struggle gained national form. Everybody came together, tried to come together to fight the freedom struggle. Year of the struggle. The struggle of 1857 became unsuccessful due to the following reasons. Now let us study them in detail. Let us study the first cause of failure of the struggle. The struggle was not comprehensive, means dealing with all the persons together. The struggle did not take place simultaneously all over India. Simultaneously means at the same time. Its intensity was more severe, means more serious it was in North India. But Rajputana, Punjab and some parts of Bengal and Northwest Indian remained aloof, means they were separate. Second point, lack of center leadership. Here they are telling one person didn't bring everybody together. There was no common accepted leader to fight against the British. Due to this, there was no uniformity, means similarity, in the struggle against the British. Third point, most of the feudatory princes remained aloof. Feudatory means those who had their own kingdom. They were not taking part in the freedom struggle. Just as the common people suffered due to the British rule, similarly the princes also were suffering. But except a few others remained faithful to the British. They didn't take part in the freedom struggle. Next point, lack of military tactics. Tactics means strategies. They didn't think of the long term. They thought about just getting freedom. Indian soldiers were brave but did not use tactics. They captured Delhi but could not retain it, means save the position of the king. Similarly, the Indian rebels had limited arms supply. Rebels means those who were taking part in the rebellion or who were taking part for the freedom struggle, they didn't had any arms. The British had economic strength, mean money wise they were very powerful because all the profit money they used to invest in the future of India. Disciplined army, enough stock of latest arms, means very modern arms they had, and experienced army general. Since transport and communication was in the hands of the British, it means they had that system of communication, that is they had that phone, telegraph, telephone, and that was used by the British for keeping in touch with all whatever was going on. Hands of the British, their movement were swift, fast action they used to take. Due to this, the Indian sepoys could not succeed. War was fought not only based on bravery but also through military strategies. You can see international situation favorable for the Britishers. Here the British had already one of the colonies in Russia, okay, Crimson War that was called, and British had won this war. So they had trade relation with different countries in the world. The naval strength of the British was vast, whereas the Indian rebels were isolated, separate from the other countries. So they were victorious. Consequences of the freedom struggle, end of the rule of East India Company. Now as we know that the East India Company was ruling at that time, not the Queen Victoria was not ruling. So this was only a trading company which was there in India. Due to the company rule, there was growing dissatisfaction among the Indians and the British rule had to face the struggle of 1857. Means this revolt happened in India in 1857. So this news went to Queen Victoria in England and she told that she will be taking in charge of the Indian country. So It forced the British Parliament to end the rule of the company and instead take over the responsibility of ruling over the people of India through the Government of India Act, that is the law which was passed in 1858. The Governor General was now designated, means they changed the post, as a Viceroy of India, and Lord Canning happened to be the last Governor General and the first Viceroy of India. Means he was changed from that post, he became the first Viceroy of India. A new post called Secretary of the State was created and the British government took after the affairs of India. Proclamation means her official announcement. Queen Victoria of England issued a declaration addressing the people of India. It means she sent a sound recording to the people of India. All Indians are my progeny. Progeny means descendant or citizens of India. Henceforth means from this day onwards, they will not be discriminated or differences on the basis of race, religion, caste or birthplace. Government services will be given on merit. Merit means on distinction. Whoever passes the exam will be given the post. There will be no interference in religious affairs. It was made clear that the British Crown will honor all treaties and agreements made by the company with the rulers of princely state. Means whatever they have signed the agreement of friendship, that will be followed by the queen. No princely state will be annexed henceforth. No princely states will be taken in the name of the queen. They will be independent by themselves. Change in the composition of army. Composition means they started dividing the army into different parts. The proportion of the British soldier, proportion means the British soldiers were more and the Indian soldiers were less, was increased in the army. English officers were placed at strategic location, important location, only the British officers were placed. Army was kept exclusive in the hands of the British. Exclusive means mainly in the hands of the British. There was division of military on the basis of caste. For example, they will have Rajput regiment, the Sikh regiment. Means all the Hindus or Muslim regiment it will be. So they will be divided according to the caste. Proper care was taken to avoid Indians to unite and rebel against the British. Means the 1857 the army of the soldiers went no to make the king with arms. So they took care that this time they will not be followed again. Changes in the policy. The British accepted the policy of non-interference, means they will not take part. In social, means Indian society was divided into Hindu Muslims, and in that Hinduism there was a lot of casteism, that is Brahman, Kshatriya, Shudras were there. In that the Britishers won't interfere. And the religious aspects of Indian, means in religion the Orthodox Indians were hurt. Already we have seen about the sati system and widow remarriage, so they will not, Britishers will not take part in interfering with that. They also started taking care that the Indian society will not be united on social ground. People will not come and intermingle with each other. They sought to aid that there will be constant conflicts on grounds of caste, religion, race, territory, means they'll fight, people will be fighting among themselves and they will not unite to fight against the British. They adopted the policy of polluting the minds of the Indians by following the divide and rule policy. They told that the Hindus and Muslims are separate from each other. See, in this slide also we can see how the things had changed drastically. The company rule, the East India Company rule had changed. Mughal dynasty had ended. The Queen Victoria had told that princely states will be under her protection. And they have reorganized the army, and lastly, they renewed divide and rule policy. Due to the freedom struggle of 1857, the Indians felt of giving a united fight against the British rule. People realized that they can come together and fight against the British. The freedom struggle of 1857 had become an inspiration of Indian freedom. This is the first freedom struggle movement had started